Hi guys, I'm Locutus, and welcome back to The Collective and Master of Orion. When last I looked at Master of Orion, we were in Phase 2 of the Early Access. They are planning to do, well, from what I've read, Wargaming are planning to do essentially a 3-stage alpha process, or beta process rather. I'm not really sure if this is an alpha or a beta when it's in Early Access, and I'm not really sure what they call that. I would say it's in beta, really, the completed state of the game. But yeah, essentially they are doing, they've said, 3 major release stages where they add sizable chunks of content and features to the game in Early Access before the 4th major release, which is essentially the launch of the game proper. And last weekend, those sneaky devils at Wargaming rolled out the Phase 3 release, which adds a whole bunch of stuff to the game, which I'll talk about in a minute, but yeah, they kind of snuck that one out there, which the Phase 2 release was, they had a lot of news posts beforehand saying, you know, this is coming this weekend, this is what's going to be in it, hope you guys are all looking forward to it. Phase 3, they released a little bit of info about what's going to be coming in Phase 3, but from what I could see, there was nothing saying it was coming anytime soon. It was, you know, going to be sometime later on. And then it just sort of, surprise, here it is! So, awesome! I get to play more Master of Orion. So let's have a look and see what's changed, shall we? We're going to go back into single player. And we're going to start a new game. One thing they have done,
from the cloudy planet Altair, the proud.
I'm going to switch to custom race and then back off just because that'll stop Michael Dawn talking for a second. I found that one out, so suck it, Worf. Yeah, so you will notice there are again a few more races on here. We'll click through them and you can listen to Worf's narration of them in a minute, but they've improved the custom race building again. They've added a few more options to it. They have added, well, we'll cover the other stuff they've added in as we go through the game. But the main thing they've added at this point is the last 2 new races to the game. Well, not new races, old races from the original Master of Orion, which is the Darlocks and the Silicoid. So the Darlocks,
elusive and paranoid, the Darlock of Nazim both crave and despise identity. Their shape-shifting nature puts them at odds with themselves as often as with other races, since they neither trust nor can be trusted. They constantly scheme in the shadows, while their agents hide in plain sight, gathering information to serve the purposes of the Cabal. Scavengers by nature, they pull together elements from different sources into mismatched but effective patterns. The Darlock eschew open conflict and would rather sap their enemy's strength or place them on a collision course with another race before moving in for the final blow.
So basically they're sneaky. The other thing they've done as well with the races is they've apparently revamped the racial traits and stuff, so these are slightly different than these, and some of the other races are different. Let's look at the Bulrathi we played as.
The harsh Ursa system is home to the Bulrathi,
better at ground combat,
a ferocious warrior race committed to the preservation of nature. Fearless and brutal in combat, they rely on their strength to overcome opponents, while their
the other new race though is the Silicoids.
Alone in their unique composition, the Silicoid are an ancient race of silicon-based life forms from the planet Chrysalon. Their impressively long lifespans and abysmally low birth rates have resulted in a civilization of relatively few individuals with lots of experience. The oldest among them is known as the Keystone, ruler of the Silicoid and speaker for the Crag. As outcasts among other alien races, they see other races as fleeting, temporary blurs that leave nothing behind but trouble for the Crag.
Now the Silicoid are interesting because they can turn volcanic planets into inferno worlds, which are good for them. Now, the trick there is that no other race can, as far as I'm aware, can terraform volcanic worlds at all. That's the one world you can't improve. So that's a big advantage. They have a large homeworld. They get slower research, but they don't need food. They don't generate food either. I'm not sure how that works with racial growth. Oh, I see what they mean. Population growth for them isn't boosted by food, I guess, as a result. So they grow slowly, but similarly, they don't need food, so they can put all their efforts straight into production and research. So, yeah. Anyway, we are going to play this time round, I think. Well, we're not going to play the game properly right now, so let's have a go with the crystalloids then and see what this is like. One of the other things they've added now is this option. As well as large, you now have the option to play on a huge galaxy. And one of the things you will notice as well is if you're playing on a large or huge galaxy, you can set the number of AI opponents all the way up to 7. I don't think you can on medium galaxies. You're still limited to 5 there. But yeah, we're going to play on a large galaxy, and we're going to play with the full 7 adversaries. It's got a bit funny there. Large. Straight off for the Pulrathi. Cylons, Darlocks. Yeah, that'll do. Advanced settings. They've also added in all the different victory conditions now, so the game is basically nearly in its complete state at this point. Let's do a bit of a recycle there. And we'll play on a spiral galaxy, I think. Oh, interesting. A large spiral can't be played with 8 races, but a huge spiral can. So yeah, we're going to do that. And we will start the game. This is another thing they've added as well, which is minus civilizations. Which is similar, well, I mean, I say it's similar, it's an outright rip-off, really, of city-states from Civ 5. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Civ 5 was a great game, and a lot of people seem to be saying, oh, it's just Civ 5 in space, but a lot of those people are the same people I'm noting who are massive fans of the Space 4X game, but it's just not. Anyway, let's listen to the Crystalline intro now, so I will shut up for a second.
Even more so than any other race in the galaxy, the Silicoid Crag stands alone. Expanding slowly from their home world, Chrysalon, the Silicoid race seeks little in the way of galactic interaction. Unique in every way imaginable, these reclusive and antisocial beings shun outside contact, seeking only to be left to their own means. In this ever-crowded galaxy, the solitude they seek may well come at the expense of all other life forms.
Okay, those are pretty cool. Yeah. What they sound like.
You are greeted, Keystone. This one is Fulcrum Sandovar. You can rely on this one to relieve the pressure of command and remain ever mindful of the crag.
That is not what I thought they would sound like. Okay. Let's have a look at...
A segment of your attention.
Let's send... We've got a red star up there with 3 planets. We've got a yellow star over here. Ah! Now that's annoying. There's an unstable warp point right out of my home system. Okay, given the state of the galaxy up here, I'm actually going to head up this way to Argus with my colony ship, I think. And we'll send the frigate with it. 2 scouts. One of them can go that way. And one of them can go check out that rock there. I like it. Cool little crystal ships. You'll note as well... So yeah, my population grows at a standard rate. Let's put these guys into construction now, since we don't need to worry about food. And you guys can get right on with building another colony ship, I guess. And yeah, that is, for starters, a really cool looking planet. But secondly, if we can turn volcanic planets into that, that's pretty awesome.
What dendrite of knowledge should these ones pursue, Keystone?
Really? Rock boobs? I understand they're rock people, but did you really have to make them look... You couldn't just have a big talking rock and be properly alien. Oh well, never mind. You can't have it all. Some design decisions here I think are a little cheesy, but I think we're going to start by researching...
The quartz prospectors have recommended.
Oh, we also
this
get these as well,
route.
which are our little advisors. You've mouse over, it tells you stuff, but it's also, you know, it'll say,
The Bullion
much like in
Circle
most
speaks
of these
in
kind of games,
favor of this avenue.
you know, you have a different advisor. Like your economic advisor recommends this, your science advisor recommends
The
this,
quartz prospectors
your
have-
social advisor
the
recommends
carbon
this.
speakers are
Now,
intrigued by this vein's possibilities.
I'm curious. We don't consume food. Do we actually get any benefit at all from this? Before I choose what I'm going to... Let's look back here. So... Consumption 0, total 1. I remember in the old Master of Orion, your population growth used to come from... The crystals used to come from the amount of minerals you had available, essentially, because they'd eat minerals. So it was all off your production. You'd have a lot higher production, but you would be eating some of it, effectively, as food.
What dendrite of
You know what?
knowledge should these ones pursue, Keystone?
I am going to research that because I am curious to... No, I'm going to research physics straight up, because
Excuse this
automated factories I always like starting out with. But yeah, no, some other things they've added to the game. I don't know if we'll get that far with this playthrough at the moment, with this little... Because again, I'm not doing a proper playthrough here, I'm just messing around a bit. The main things they've added, as well as the Darlocks and the minor races and the crystallons, is the espionage system, which is to say, espionage system is now a thing once we've researched the spy center. But you can build agents and you can send them off to do missions, to, you know, obviously spy on your news, also steal technologies, sabotage them. You have quite a lot of control over them. They're really, really powerful potentially, which is good because, well, without powerful spying agencies and opportunities of that nature, the Darlocks would be kind of crap. Oh, hello. Orange star, yay. Well, let's see what we got here first. We can always send the X colony ship down that way. Oh, pirates. And there's been more improvements to the AI and to the combat options. We're going to send the frigate over there to deal with that. And we will send the colony ship to check out these planets. Let's move the ships accordingly. And skip on to the next turn. carry on
Just
moving.
a shard of your consciousness.
Okay. This guy can set a course down there. We have found an abundant small volcanic planet. And over there, we'll get a check on. The frigate. Let's engage these pirate raiders. Auto-resolve now does a little more of an involved battle breakdown here, but we're going to take command, obviously, and check out our new ship. Oh, what a cute little flying crystal. And yeah, space battle now starts in this overhead view like this. So we can zoom in, and we're just going to unpause it and let him kind of fly in and do his thing. Get nebulas as well. Don't know if they actually have any effect on battle, but make it harder to hit, perhaps. I guess they do, because I seem to be missing quite a lot there. These guys actually start kind of weak in the old military side of things, because I remember doing a lot more damage with my base frigates against stuff. I suppose all I've got is laser cannons, so I don't have any neutron blasters or anything, which some races start with. So yeah, I'm actually taking a fair beating from these pirates. I'm going to win, but not as comfortably as I'd hoped. Taking a while to kill him. And yeah, victory for the Chrysalons. Let's go to the next turn. We'll just we're going to check out these other planets before we decide what to colonize. Fungus. Guess this guy can go up here. And we're actually going to colonize that volcanic world, because with the ability to turn volcanic worlds into inferno worlds, that's a big deal. Now these guys can check out these places. And move on to the next turn. An ocean planet there, and oh no, I didn't actually mean to skip the turn then. I meant to colonize that. Unfortunately, it won't let me. Let's colonize. That's pretty cool. It's a cool looking colony ship. It's a big... I like how their ships are essentially rock based. I mean, when you think about it, it's a little weird. It would be like us flying around in ships made of meat. But, I guess rocks are pretty good at flying through space in general, so why wouldn't they do that? So, to convert them to Inferno, I guess I have to research terraforming before I can do that. However, I'm not going to carry on with this playthrough now, because we've, you know, that's how... You've seen a little bit of how the Chrysalons play. Let's go back to the main menu, and we'll have a look at the intro for the Darlocks and what their ships look like.
Alien from Elusive.
Some of the game and don't record it, but the whole thing. I don't expect anyone to watch all
in
of
the
it.
marshes of Nazim, the Darlock cabal stirs. Secretive and paranoid shapeshifters, they live in a constant struggle for identity, both contemptuous and resentful of the definite and immutable sameness of others. It is this existential quandary that now pushes the cabal to stretch their tendrils to other worlds, to look for a sense of true self in the skin and shape of each of the other races they will never be.
I like the ships. The ships are pretty cool. I like these guys. And they have a very Romulan feel to them, which appeals to me. Although I guess they're more like the founders, in a way.
I'm here to pay obeisance to the one closest to the void. You may call me Vale, the Whisperer. I'll be the eyes on the back of your head, the voice at your ear. Your secrets are safe with me.
Okay, I don't know who the voice actor is, but she sounds pretty cool. Let's see what we got here. We've got sneaky Darlock farmers, sneaky Darlock researchers, sneaky Darlock builders. Let's start building another colony ship because, yep.
For your eyes only, hindmost.
Oh, I actually didn't mean to move all of them out there like that, so we'll send the scouts back that way. And we'll go check out what else is in this colony.
Choose what mystery the examiners will fathom next.
They will research physics because automated factories are a thing.
Secrecy. Whispers in the dark.
If anyone's watched my previous videos of this game, and earlier parts of this one for that matter if you were paying attention, you may have noticed automated factories, I think, are the most important early research option. The reason for that is when you're setting up new colonies, you colonize a planet and immediately buy an automated factory. It gives that colony a bit of just a leg up to get it going, without having to wait for population to grow enough to be able to build stuff on its own. It's a really good boost, and it's a really good way of getting early expansion going quickly, and it allows you to colonize very quickly early on in the game. And anyone who's played any 4X game for any length of time will know if you can expand quickly early on and claim territory before your enemies have the capacity to take it from you, you can get a production edge going quite early in the game, and it'll just give you a huge advantage later on. As when all said and done, any empire building game is really a production contest. It is about who can build the biggest forces, if you can replace the losses most effectively, and that all comes down to expanding early and quickly. So yeah, the trick of this sort of game is colonize early, colonize fast. Don't worry about colonizing perfect planets, colonize everything. Even if it's crap, you can always terraform it later. And it mostly will be crap early on. You may get lucky and find a system like I had in the Bear playthrough with the... Oh, hello. Pirates. Let's get the frigate going back that way. We're going to check these out anyway. And our colony ship. Carry on exploring.
Secrets from the cabal, hindmost. All shall be revealed.
We've got ocean planet there. Decent planet, not amazing. Oh, and they're not stopping to engage my scout, they're going straight through, so it's just as well I send the frigate back because they're going after my homeworld. Gorgonus there is garbage, there's nothing in it, so we'll send him back this way. And that's volcanic, so we're not playing the crystallons this time, so we're not interested in that. We'll check out that last world there before we decide whether we're going to stop and colonize it. That is not a bad... well, it's not great though, its mineral density is poor. This is the thing. Biome much as you might think it would be a big deal, biome makes a huge difference to what you can colonize and how much you can produce from a planet. However, when you're setting up initial colonies, biome's actually one of the least important factors, believe it or not, because whilst it's, better is good, biome you can improve with terraforming later on. Doesn't matter how good your technology gets, you can't turn a mineral poor planet into a mineral rich planet. So, a poor Terran planet, or an ultra poor Terran planet, is arguably not as good as, say, a barren ultra rich planet. Because you can turn a barren ultra rich planet into a barren Gaia planet eventually with the tech. It takes a while, but in the long run, it's the mineral wealth arguably that's more important to your early empire. That's a gas giant though. That's another thing about it. I don't know if it was always in the game or I just didn't notice before, but asteroid fields, and we're actually going to send the colony ship up to investigate that anomaly. I know that sounds ridiculously dangerous, but anomalies can't actually hurt you as far as I've seen so far. And he can go on auto explore now. And this guy can just head back over this way.
Arriving at the anomaly, your fleet's
big box of money. He's going to go. We're going to have him come back, and then he's going to go colonize Thera Prime, I think. Like I said, the only exception is, as noted, volcanic, because unless you're playing the crystallons, you can't improve volcanic worlds. So, if it's an ultra-rich one, fine, that might be worth it still. Anyway, let's see what on our frigates in action before we call this a video, and see what they can do. Is the Darlock frigate any better than the crystalline one? Probably not. Looks kind of cool though. Just flying around the asteroid. Again with the lasers. Miss my space bears. Kind of cool little debris falling off it as it's damaged. The fact that you can see how damaged the ship is when it's, well, I mean, that one's pretty damaged because it exploded, but you get the idea. But yeah, that in a nutshell is where Master of Orion 3 is at now. Master of Orion 4 is at now. Had we played further into the game, you'd see the spying and things like that, but it's not all that interesting to actually look at the spying. It adds a lot of depth to the actual gameplay options, I think, anyway, but we don't actually get to that for a while, so I'm not going to play through that now. We're going to call that here, but yeah, Master of Orion is available on Steam. You can still buy into early access. I would hugely recommend it. I think it's already a fantastic game. I think it's basically almost in its complete state at this point. I think there's still a few things that are not perfect and I would like to see change, but I don't think they're going to realistically at this point. So I think what we're looking at here is probably pretty close to what the finished game is going to be. There may be a few more improvements before the actual release, but if you enjoy 4X games, I would strongly recommend checking it out. If you're a fan of the original Master of Orion games, especially Mu 1 and 2, definitely check it out. And I'll be doing a proper playthrough when it goes into open release, which should be in about a month, hopefully. But for now, I've been Locutus, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. And if you have, please hit like and subscribe just below the video here. And